know,
Yep.
I watch our stuff and I literally go, man, we totally get sidetracked. But I mean,
We're like the monorail in Jurassic Park. You go off course.
but you know what I like though is that it's just literally us. So it's either people are gonna like it or they're not. And that's that. So
That's fine.
So Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World.
It's actually the other way around.
Jurassic Park.
The Lost World, Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah.
Which makes me kind of wish they would have done that with a new one. Followed the same suit, Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic World.
That actually would have been pretty cool.
I think that would have sounded better too.
It flows better.
Yeah.
That flows better, but it's all about branding now.
Yeah,
right?
but whatever.
Yeah. So I'm gonna preface this by saying that I read the book.
Ah.
Okay, so I read the book before I watched the movie.
Mm.
Okay, so a lot of the stuff that I'm going to critique, most of the stuff I'm going to critique is coming off the book, and also just because when I rewatched this literally yesterday, there was a couple of things that I was like, oh, I really don't like this, and I don't remember having an issue with it as strongly as I do now. Overall, I do like it more than I have in the past, and I think that's, again, because I read the book, and also because it's really hard for me to look at a sequel to one of the greatest movies of all time, and then still just kind of be like, yeah, but you could have done this, or you could have done this, you could have done this. So I'll give them a lot of credit for the differences that they did with this movie, because there's a lot of differences, even though it's set on an island. You know, sure, it's a different island, whatever. It's set on an island full of dinosaurs. Sure, they're different dinosaurs. It doesn't matter. Right? So there's their similarities right there, but they do enough differences that I'm like, okay, all right, but I'm going to let you take the lead here.
Okay, so,
Just kidding, I'm taking the lead.
Do it!
Just
do it!
Just go. I'm just being
okay, I love The Lost World. Not to the degree of Jurassic Park, obviously. No. But I rewatched it again last week. And, I love the cast. First Vince Vaughn movie I ever watched.
Yeah, without knowing it.
First Julianne Moore movie I ever saw.
That's right, without knowing it.
Right? So, I mean, great cast again. And even the guy that played Eddie in the movie. I loved that Eddie guy in the movie. The one that sets up the tree stand and everything. And saves their fucking ass when they're going off the cliff.
Yes.
All those guys would have died if it wasn't for that Eddie guy.
That's right.
He saved their ass. He got ripped apart. He was the first good guy to get ripped apart in the series.
Oh, that's right.
Tore him in half.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, yeah, and then there's another one in Jurassic Park 3, where, because they're all generally good for the most part. There's a couple of Slimers.
And then they do it again in Jurassic World. But,
yeah.
Do it hard in Jurassic World.
Chick? Oh my god, I can't.
Fucking girl.
And I remember watching it in the theater, and every time I've watched it since, I'm like, still just like...
But you know what? Everyone critiqued that. They're like, why this girl? She did nothing. She's good. And she gets totally murdered. What? They never done this before. And then I watched The Lost World, and I was like, you fucking bitches, they did it to Eddie.
Yeah, that's right. No, but what it was...
Eddie was awesome.
It was gratuitous, though.
It was. It was pretty rough.
If it was a 30-second, 45-second, maybe a minute tops, you'd be like, yeah, that's pretty rough, but it's not as rough as almost 3 minutes of just watching her back and forth.
I don't think it was 3 minutes. It felt like 3 minutes.
It did.
But it was like Hostel with dinosaurs.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
That's extreme.
Ellie Roth is proud right now.
Ellie or Eli?
Eli? Ellie. Eli.
I'm pretty sure it's Eli.
Who the fuck cares?
But what do I know?
This sucks.
I was saying Keanu.
Keanu.
You were saying Keanu.
Saying Keanu.
I
said Keanu
for the longest time. And it's really just
Even like Steve Buscemi, never knew how to say his last name. Me and my brother always said Bushka Mushki.
Bushka Mushki. Oh yeah, that's right.
Steve Bushka Mushki.
That's right. I always said Buscemi because what was it? There was the artist.
Yeah. And why is it a hard name to say? There's only like fucking 7 letters in it.
Sal Buscema. That's right.
Ah, Sal Buscema.
Classic Spider-Man artist.
And speaking of Buscemi, we got the crazy Russian in Lost World. From Armageddon.
Yes.
Peter Stormare.
And that's the only time he's ever been a good guy.
And even then, he was not a good guy.
No, he was...
He's always a piece of shit.
He's always a piece of shit.
Yeah, and he plays such a good piece of shit, though.
Yeah, but I think part of it's his face.
Yeah.
Like, you don't look at him and go, oh, yeah, he's a nice guy.
That's the face of a good guy right there.
Yeah. I would be surprised if he didn't run into burning buildings to save babies. No, you're just like, he set the fire on that building. Yeah. He's the one. Get that guy.
Right there.
He's
that
guilty.
Guy. Great actor.
He's so
But
good.
again,
I
saw this before Armageddon, so that would be the earliest movie I saw him in as well. There's a lot of good fucking... Pete Postlewaite.
Why is that unfamiliar?
He plays Roland in this movie, the main dinosaur hunter guy.
Yes. Yes.
That guy is one of the best actors I have ever seen in my life.
He's so good.
And even Spielberg said that when he died a few years ago, and Spielberg talked about him, he says the best actor I've ever worked with in my life.
He's so good.
Such a good actor. And I've only seen him, I've probably seen him in a lot of movies, but
yeah.
All I can remember is The Lost World and Dragonheart with him.
Oh, Dragonheart.
Dragonheart.
Oh, the first Dragonheart was so good.
Yes, we don't count the other ones after it.
Oh, I watched the second one and that's it.
Poor you.
No, poor you, because you probably watched all of them.
I didn't watch it all. No.
Oh, no?
Did not watch 2 and on.
Oh, wow.
I watched that number 1 with Dennis Quaid and Sean Connery, and that's Dragonheart.
I can't even remember
that is
why.
Dragonheart.
Because Dragonheart was so good that I was like, I'll check out the sequel.
That's unfortunate.
Whatever.
That's shit against the wall right there. So yeah, I mean, Lost World is amazing. I love how it starts off. We get to catch up quickly with John Hammond and his grandkids.
Yep. Get
to see where they're at, which was really nice because that is his goodbye to the series.
Yeah, that is a really nice touch.
Yeah.
The ending is more his goodbye.
That is right because he pops in at the end.
But it's an absolutely great touch, especially because I always hate it when they do a sequel and they're like, here's a whole new cast of characters.
Yeah.
We've got one guy from the original.
Yeah.
And then when they go like, hey, what about those people? There's like no real answer. They don't even bring them up. They don't reference them.
Yeah.
So at least in this case, you got that.
It totally made sense though that John Hammond and Ian Malcolm would be involved in this one.
Yeah.
Like, I did not miss Alan Grant and Nellie because it made sense. It wouldn't make sense for them to be there.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Right.
I agree. Like at no point was I just like I never missed them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I never once wondered what they were doing.
I felt like it was just because of Jurassic Park. They hooked up. They got serious. They had kids.
Yeah, because that's what you're thinking. That's what you're thinking.
I thought that was
That's
it.
what would have happened.
Yeah.
He likes kids now.
That's right.
That's fine.
That's all she ever wanted was to have kids with him.
Right.
So there you go. And you figure that's it.
So you start off with that, with him talking. Ian's not happy because John sent his girlfriend Sarah off to this crazy fucking dinosaur-filled island.
Yeah, yeah.
And it becomes a rescue mission.
Well, even finding out that there was the second island. Which,
the test island.
I like that they had that because it was one of those where they immediately went, okay, but where do you think we made the dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the one on that island, but that's for show. That's for the tourists.
Yeah.
This is where
the test zone.
This is where we really put these things together. So then not only do you have that, it makes sense, but it also allows them to have different dinosaurs.
Right, so you got Isla Nublar from the first movie, you got this Isla Sorna now.
Yeah.
But they show this quick map in The Lost World, this quick map with the 2 islands. And you'll notice that there is 3 other islands around these 2. Mm-hmm. So as far as we know, these other 3 islands could have dinosaurs, and that could be a continuation of the series.
That's right.
Forward.
Exactly.
It's crazy to think that.
So
yeah, so we get that. It's a rescue mission now. We get introduced to Vince Vaughn's Nick.
Yep.
Eddie. We get the team together. We meet, what's her name? Kelly, Ian's daughter, who is the most annoying kid of all the movies.
I like is that even as you're saying her name, your eyes are already starting to like roll so far in your fucking
It's just, she's so fucking whiny, and then all of a sudden she pulls off gymnastic moves against a raptor. I was just like, worst kid in the whole fucking franchise.
That comes down to direction.
Yeah, but again. Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they thought that, because I agree. I mean, I'll do a counterpart argument to that. But,
okay.
But that is part of some of the things that I don't particularly like.
Yeah.
And now I will say this too. I said that I read the book. I read the book like fucking 20 years ago.
Is she in the book?
This is what I was getting at. So about 20 years ago, if not longer, I read this book. Mm. Okay, so a lot of the stuff that I remember is just stuff that I really gravitated towards. Yeah. She is in the book. She's in the book.
Is she?
Yes.
Okay.
But I can't remember if she does the fucking gymnastic kick to the...
I really doubt she did that in the book. I think that was a special...
Oh, and also, real quick, we'll give a shout-out to Chris Feddick, okay? Because Chris Feddick has mentioned that in the Jurassic Park book, Malcolm is killed off. Mm-hmm. Hammond's a huge prick. He basically pushes Nedry to fuck him over. Yeah. Okay? And... the only reason why we got a sequel was this movie, Jurassic Park made a shit ton of money, that Spielberg literally went to Crichton and said, you gotta write a sequel.
Please write a sequel.
You gotta write a sequel, and then we'll team up to do the movie again. So, he literally showed up with a truck full of money.
And you'll notice that, well, he co-wrote the script for the first movie. He didn't co-write the script for The Lost World because he was too busy with the book.
That and part of it too is there's changes to the movie that happen that doesn't happen in the book. But so now if you read the book and you watch the movie, you go, okay, well, Malcolm's dead, but he doesn't actually die. They retcon that, and that's fine. So that's a shout out to Chris Fedek because had he been here for this, he would have pointed that out. So, here you go.
Actually, I think he brought that up in the Jurassic World.
He did.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm referencing this.
Because I was like, you know what? That was a really good episode. Like, we bounced off each other real good on that one.
Oh yeah. So yeah. So here we are.
Nice shout out.
Okay. Good. So what else? What else do you like? So far I'm agreeing with you for the most part.
Essentially, almost everything on the island is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
And we get scenes in this movie that are just as suspenseful, maybe a little more so than the first movie.
And this is where my opinion has changed when I rewatched it.
Yeah.
Because I remember even on some of the stuff, I was like, yeah, but they, it's kind of like this, and it's kind of like the first, and blah, 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 blah. So when you're just kind of just letting it go, a lot of this stuff, I mean, visually, they were lucky enough that they were close enough to have the budget, so everything looks amazing. Mm-hmm. The new dinosaurs look amazing, and they're still scary. You know what I mean? But I love the scene in the trailer.
The trailer scene is incredible.
The whole sequence, because it's not just the trailer scene. It's building up to the trailer scene, then it's the actual trailer scene, then it's after the trailer scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that whole 20-minute sequence is just incredibly...
That's edge of your seat.
Yeah.
Like, I watched that last week, and I was literally on the edge of my seat. I was like, holy shit, I forgot how suspenseful this is.
Exactly. Like,
holy shit.
You're literally just like, oh, man, okay.
And they don't let up. They don't fucking let up. You think Eddie's saving the day, fucking T-Rexes come back. And you're just like, holy fuck.
And it's T-Rexes.
Rexes. You got the male and the female.
Because they're trying to find their kid.
Yeah.
And even that, you're just like, oh, that's a cute T-Rex baby. And then you're just like, that's just like bears. Get that the fuck out of there.
Yes.
Get away from that thing. And then sure shit, they show up and you're like, oh, wow, you guys are all dead. That's it. It's over. The movie's done. But,
that trailer scene is so good.
Oh, so good.
When she falls and hits that glass and is cracking underneath her.
I know.
Like, holy shit.
Oh, and then it's the bag.
Well, yeah.
Oh, so good.
The lucky bag.
Yeah, the lucky bag.
Mm-hmm.
Makes a return in number 3.
Yeah. I kind of went, oh, come on, guys. I forgot about that. Another lucky bag.
Hey, if it worked once, why wouldn't it work twice?
Lucky bag. It would be great if you said, I got this lucky bag off some redhead I met once.
Oh my god.
It's the same bag!
To be honest, I would have done this. I was like, fuck off. You didn't need to do that. But it's the same thing I would have said if they actually said that Chris Pratt's character was the Raptor kid in the first one.
Right, because they were teasing that.
Because I was like...
They weren't, but fans were like,
no,
oh yeah, it's gotta be.
You wouldn't have needed that at all.
Yeah.
Here's the link.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs on an island.
Yeah.
That's the link.
That's it.
Oh, does it say Jurassic in the beginning? That's the link.
Mm-hmm.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And also, let's face it. If raptors actually showed up, if that kid ever found out the raptors were real, do you think he would be the guy that trains them? No, he would stay the fuck away from them.
Oh, yeah. He's like, no, not going near raptors.
He's like, literally, the expert of raptors told me exactly what they would do to me. I'm good.
It made me want to hang out with them for the rest of my life.
I don't even want to be around animals, let alone raptors. Mm-hmm. Fuck everything.
Yeah, fuck it all. So yeah, the trailer scene, and then we get that awesome tent scene. The T-Rex with its head in the tent.
That one was the one where I forgot about, and I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's scenes that even though I wasn't the biggest fan of this movie, and we watched this in the theater, and I remember even in the theater, I was like, I walked out going like, yeah. There were so many things that in the book they didn't do in the movie, and I wish they did, and stuff like that, but like the tent scene is crazy suspenseful.
Oh, yeah.
And especially when the daughter starts freaking out.
Well, yeah, I know. And then Julianne Moore, Sarah Hart, she just grabs her fucking mouth.
She's like, shut the fuck up. Yeah. And you're just like, oh.
And I love how she wakes up, she's listening. Well, first you see Ian look at the puddle, and you see the shaking.
Yeah.
And then she wakes up, and she's like, she sees a shadow outside, and she's cleaning up the garbage in the tent and stuff,
my God,
trying to get it all.
Everything to just so that they don't go food.
Why you would have a tent full of like food garbage in a fucking jungle full of dinosaurs? I mean, whatever. But
they're all experts,
but
that. Whatever.
She's really smart.
That's right. Hey, human, right?
Human.
Right.
Human.
But yeah, that scene is crazy suspenseful. One of my favorite scenes, though, is the scene where they're all running through the grass.
And the raptors coming
in. And it just shows the lines in the grass.
Yeah, they pan up and
coming in. And every time I think about this movie, I just think about that scene, and I'm just like, that's so good. And then they're just picking them off left and right. And then finally they're just like, just run!
Yeah.
And you're just like, holy shit, that's so cool. Sure, it leads into the gymnast raptor fight scene, which is still stupid to me. Like, it just,
Yeah.
The only thing I'll say, though, in her defense, though, kids that are in any sort of, like gymnastics or figure skating or martial arts or anything like that, sports in general, whatever it is, there is going to be a level of confidence to these kids.
They will think they're
kids
invincible.
that don't do this may not necessarily have.
Yeah.
So for her to suddenly snap into it, makes sense in the sense that she could suddenly just go, hold on, no, I got this.
Yeah.
And then do that whole sequence. So, like, I mean, it's implausible that they would have a setup that's perfectly set for, like, parallel bars and shit like that, but it's like The Flash. If you can accept that a man can run at the speed of sound, all the other stuff that happens actually makes sense. So if you can accept that they created this building with parallel bars, then this gymnast kid could do this shit.
But can you believe that the raptor would be watching her and then just allow her to kick it?
I believe a man can fly.
I would think the raptor...
So...
I believe I can...
No, Superman.
Oh, I want to raid this.
R. Kelly. You went to
I almost went to Seal. I was like, no, that's the next Batman movie.
Yeah.
That's the next Batman
Kiss by a Rose.
Oh,
there we go. There we go. But like
Gotham City.
No, but I agree.
Yeah.
You paint up the Raptors as being these very smart, very calculating, very strategic animals, and then literally it goes like this.
Oh, this girl's flying at me. Yeah.
You know?
It would have been like
yeah, like I do get the impression that it would just be like catch, done, and then you're finished, and then the people that she was trying to like kill the raptor for are going to be like, fuck. But so that's one of the things that I don't like.
That's the kickoff to a lot of things.
It starts to go downhill. Because like I'm with you.
Because right after that, they're getting off the island.
That's right. So like right away, right from the beginning, I like pretty much everything. I like the hunter guy, even though he's not as cool as the first one. Yeah. Because he's a big game hunter.
Right. So but I like that he had this sense of code to him.
Yes.
Like
he was an honorable...
all I want is my T-Rex head on my wall.
That's right. And I get that.
But he wasn't a bad guy. Like he was a hunter.
Yeah, and he didn't suffer the other dude lightly. He actually hated that guy.
He saved their lives off the cliff. He kept checking up on the girls. Are you guys all right? Like,
that's right. He's not necessarily he's not bad, but he's not 100% good.
Yeah.
Or I should say he's morally ambiguous in that his motive is the T-Rex head, but he's not a bad guy. He's honorable to that extent. So it's kind of like that's literally it. He's an honorable guy. He's just not necessarily the good guy that you want him to be.
Exactly.
So you kind of.
So I liked that about him, but the actor's fucking incredible.
The actor is absolutely.
He's probably one of the best actors in the whole series as a whole.
Yeah, that's right. The scene where what's his face gets killed is actually really cool. All those little tiny. I can't remember what they're called.
Oh, yeah, the compies.
Yes, the compies.
Yeah.
That, I was like...
They're just, like, picking at his lip and pulling on his lip and everything.
Yeah, but my favorite part, though, is, like, so he gets them off of him, and then what does he do? He strolls away.
Yeah.
With his back to them.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, first of all, you're a piece of shit. Second of all, you're a dumb piece of shit. Get the fuck out of here. So they kill him, and they do a really good job of doing it.
Yeah.
They don't show the full extent.
But you see the blood in the water.
You know what's happening. And especially because they was already ripping pieces off him. And you're just like, good for you. Yeah. You horrible person.
Probably ripped out his fucking eye, plucked his eye or something.
But you're right. Like, I mean, on the island, I love almost everything on the island, especially because, like, the book was on the island. Okay. They didn't get off. There was no book. Yeah. I mean, they didn't get any of the dinosaurs off the island. They didn't get any of them. But in the movie, you get the T-Rex off. And the InGen guy really pissed me off, too.
That guy was a tool bag.
Like, I like that...
now, what was he? Was he Hammond's nephew? That was I think he called Hammond his uncle.
Yes, at one point. That's right. And then at one point, Malcolm goes, now you're Hammond. Yeah. Now you're Hammond. Yeah. Because originally, it didn't seem like he was going to do the same things, and then towards the end, he does. And sure, he does that little, like... He starts to, like, kind of, oh, jeez. Ugh. But then, he ends up trying to get the T-Rex baby. Yeah. Again. Stupid move. Like a dumb move. Yeah. And then he gets his, which is great. Yeah. Okay, but before I go any further, one of the first things that I don't like, and I've never liked, and I still don't like, is Dr. Chaotician Ian Malcolm being the action hero in this movie. Okay. He's the quirky scientist in Jurassic Park, but almost immediately now he's the straight man / action hero. Okay? He could have still been the quirky scientist that had to go back to the island on the rescue mission. He didn't have to be the action hero. It's the same thing they did with his character in Independence Day and then Independence Day Resurgence. Because Independence Day, he's the quirky nerd guy who's not the action hero, but in Resurgence, he's now the action hero. He's now leading the action in this movie. You could argue that he did spend 20 years becoming that.
Definitely argue that.
You could argue that. So I won't.
People change from experiences.
That's right. So I don't push too hard. But this experience, it doesn't strike me as a guy that, like, even for me personally, and I'll use myself as an example. If I go through that crazy experience, my whole purpose is to never ever go on that island again or go anywhere near dinosaurs and basically speak out like he does. He speaks out against it. Yep. But like now he's an action star. You know what I mean? And it's just a character change that doesn't ring true to me.
I'm thinking that's cool. I mean, I totally respect the opinion and everything.
That's a very nice way of saying it's shite.
But I'm just thinking, like, I'm thinking back. He doesn't really do a lot of action in the movie, though. He does running.
He does running, but there's a distinct character change. You can't tell me that the same character.
There is, but I think a lot of that has to do with his experience with the first. Didn't want to go back to this fucking island.
No, and I love
this. Ruined my fucking life.
I love that. It was like
you sent my girlfriend there.
Fennec said the same thing about Aliens, with Alien and Aliens, with Sigourney Weaver's character, where she was just like, I'm not going anywhere near them. And I love that because that is a natural reaction. Because, if you almost die in an African safari, you're never going back to the African safari. Yeah. But then you're right, so he's forced to do that.
So I gotta go get my girlfriend. And then when he gets there, and when he finds out his daughter is there, that's when it really changes. Like, I don't know, like, I'm thinking, like...
No, you know what? Yeah, okay.
You put yourself in those shoes. Your kid's there now. You're gonna fucking do what you have to do.
That's right. And the fact that he's got a kid too, you're probably gonna suddenly be a little bit less quirky. Yeah. Because you're okay. Like I can see that, and I can actually kind of flip my position on this.
I do get what you're saying. I think, like, there's a 4 year span. I might be just too heavy-handed on it, and there's again, you're coming off of the book too, like. I didn't read the books.
But, yeah, I'm trying to remember if he was the quirky, sexy Ian Malcolm in the book either. But then again, yeah, no, you're right. Like, it's a different ballgame.
You definitely don't get poses like this in Lost World.
He's just trying to bang Ellie.
Yeah.
In the first movie.
In the first one.
And then he realizes, oh, shit, you're with Dr. Grant. Yeah. Now he's just trying not to get eaten. Mm-hmm. Whereas in this one, he's trying to save his daughter, his girlfriend, and not get eaten. So, yeah, okay. All right. I can concede that. That's fine. So, bump it up a little bit more. Except that the last...
There you go, buddy. I did it.
That last 45 minutes of the movie...
That's where things change.
And this is where I was saying, like, right at the beginning, where everything up until this point is like Jurassic Park, where they play it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
There is no, like, winking to the camera, like, oh, there's dinosaurs, ha ha ha. It's okay.
Yeah, like T-Rex running down the street. Cut to Japanese businessmen going,
never mind doing a similar, like, boom, 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 boom. Yeah. And I don't think I ever noticed that until this movie. And I remember the second that he got off the boat and then started to make his way down, was it San Francisco, right? Or San Diego? San Diego. Yes.
Oh, yes.
What was it? Inuit for a whale's vagina. I'll be honest, I don't really know what that means. When in Rome.
I like that.
She's like, no, it actually means Saint Diego. Well, when in Rome. Anyway, that's such a great movie. Anyway, so they do the bomb, 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 and then they do the Japanese thing, and he kills some random people from there. But even just the one scene that I actually still like, or I don't know if I liked it at the beginning, but I did kind of get a kick out of, and they should have done that one and then nothing else. Just played it more serious. Was the scene where the kid wakes up and he goes, like he sees the T-Rex. And the T-Rex is just in his backyard, like in his window, essentially. And then he goes to his parents' room. He's like, hey, Mom, there's a T-Rex in the backyard.
Yeah.
And they do a quick shot of the dog in the doghouse. And then you see a quick shot of the doghouse hanging from his mouth. You're just like, man, the dog got
it. Why gotta go and do that?
And it's kind of played for laughs, but once the parents see it, then they're just like, and we're back to serious. It's like, oh yeah, that's right, it's a T-Rex. Mm-hmm. It's not like, oh, Godzilla jokes, Yeah. And one of the biggest things for me, and I remember this right from the second we watched it in the theater, was that when they got off the island, it took me out of the movie, because now I'm thinking, okay, when the first movie hit, you had a handful of people that knew that this island existed.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure, in the second one, they talk about how Ian Malcolm wrote the book about it, and of course Hammond and everything was outed because they had to shut down the park and stuff like that. So people knew about the dinosaurs, mm-hmm. but it didn't really touch too many people. Whereas now it's like he's strolling around in downtown San Diego and he's just like running amok, as they like to say. And I remember just being like, this is just, I don't know. And how far was this from Godzilla? Was it just before Godzilla?
Just before Godzilla.
It was just before. I remember just being like it almost felt like they were trying to get ahead of Godzilla by having their own dinosaur running around in the city. And I just remember being like, yeah, but it almost felt like it didn't feel like a Jurassic Park movie at that point.
No, it doesn't. And that's the thing. It really takes you out of the whole...
The only part that kind of saves it is the, like the scene like I told you, where the InGen, the nephew there, is still trying to get the T-Rex baby, which was their ultimate endgame. And, okay, fine. And then the mother gets him and eats him. And then the whole point was to take the baby as a decoy, to get them to follow, to get back on the boat.
Yeah.
Was it the mother? I think it was the mother. Because there wasn't two of them. It was just the one that got free.
It was the male.
It was the male. That's right. Okay.
It was the buck.
Okay.
As the hunter.
That's right.
Him.
They're right. That's right. The buck.
Yeah.
But yeah. So like that whole sequence takes me out of the movie. I really, really don't like it. Especially because there's not a lot of camera winking, but there's just enough where I'm like...
There's just enough.
Especially because up until that point, there was none of it. And you had Jurassic Park, there was none of it. There was none of this, like, oh, we'll kind of wink to the camera, just be like, this is all fake. When they do that, it was just immediately my reaction was, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck that. And I mean, sure, they get off the island and they have Hammond going like, well, you know what, like, they're going to thrive without us. But even that part there, I was kind of like, that's an attempt at having a happy ending when we really think about it in real life. That island, any of those islands, any of those surrounding islands would be just like in Jurassic Park, the book, napalmed. There's none of this, like, you might have one or two crooked fucks trying to make sure that they can get some of this DNA, but ultimately, those are going to be craters on the Earth.
Yeah.
You know, because, well, you can't risk having a T-Rex get out again and destroying people, because eventually people are going to be like, well, why don't you just...
Which is the reason, like, they put them back on the ship, and they're like, and then they're showing the ship go back, and there's, the Navy's following the ship. It's like, this thing just ate a whole bunch of innocent people.
Yeah.
I feel like you would probably just murder it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you wouldn't... it wouldn't be this pseudo-happy ending.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have some dude, like, saying, hey, remember me? I'm the one who created this park, and I'm the whole reason for all this shit happening.
Mm-hmm.
These deaths are on my hands. Yeah, just leave them alone.
Yeah.
Just leave them alone, and they'll leave you alone. You know, and especially when we get to Jurassic Park 3, where you have pteranodons. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fucking flying around and shit.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm sorry, no.
Yeah.
They would wipe it off the face of this planet, which is why, like, in Jurassic Park, the book, Crichton does that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, like I said, the last 45 minutes is what...
And that's where it knocks it down a bit. And I mean, like, I still love it.
I originally, coming into this, I'll be honest with you, I was at 3 Chris Heads out of 5. We have bumped it up to 4 Chris Heads out of 5.
Okay. See, that's cool. I usually do the 10 rating, right? Jurassic Park's perfect 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
To me, Lost World's a 9 because I love pretty much everything about it.
Yeah.
And I know it's not a perfect movie. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, a 9, it's a fucking 5. Are you kidding me? Whatever.
Yeah, it's a 5 for you.
I love these movies.
Yeah.
Straight up. And even like, we're going to go into Jurassic Park 3 in a minute. Everyone considers that the worst one. I still love that movie. Again.
That's you.
Again,
that's
no.
you. This one was kind of slog for me.
Yeah. So, we wrap in Lost World? You got anything else to add?
Do I have anything else in the tank? Oh, I'm just going to go ahead and give props for a Vince Vaughn performance where he wasn't Vince Vaughn. He was actually acting.
Yeah.
And also, because like you had said, like in the first movie, we agreed, like, so this movie actually perked us up to other actors in other movies. So because of this movie, and partly because of J-Lo, I watched The Cell.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it was Jennifer Lopez. I was like, okay, and then I was like, oh, Vince Vaughn, awesome.
Yeah.
You know, so that movie I probably would have never watched if it wasn't for Jurassic World, or the Lost World Jurassic Park.
Because like Vince Vaughn, he didn't really act like Vince Vaughn back then.
He wasn't even like in like Vince Vaughn in Swingers.
Cell.
Because Swingers, he was Vince Vaughn like we know and love.
The Psycho remake, a lot of people despise, but still, he wasn't Vince Vaughn in that.
I have not watched that, and I refuse to watch that.
It's scene for scene a remake of the original.
Yeah, except that you added Vince Vaughn, who's the worst. He's the palest imitation of Norm.
Yeah, you added
Norman because seriously, I mean, okay, you have quick digression. You have to have Norman Bates look a certain way, which is why Freddie Highmore was excellent casting.
Bates Hotel or Motel is fucking incredible.
Excellent casting for that one.
Yeah.
And I'm actually glad I didn't realize that they were going to take liberties with that storyline. You know what I mean? Because it ended up being like this, like, holy fuck series that I really,
like season
really liked.
4, it went way off in the movie, and I was just like, whoa, I'm not expecting any of this.
You know, and then it's the same thing they did with Hannibal, which have you even...
Still haven't seen Hannibal. Still on my watch list, though.
Yeah. To be fair, I know I was giving you the gears about Voltron. I've yet to watch the latest season because I'm getting caught up, but it's hard because you only have so much time, right?
Well, that's the thing.
So I get it, but man, once you start watching Hannibal, though,
well, that's the thing. I know I'm going to start it and I won't finish or stop until it's done.
Yeah, so. It's so good. It's so good. I mean, part of me wants another season, but I mean, if they leave it at that, I'm going to be really happy. So
good.
I don't really have anything else for the Lost World.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it.
I think I'm done. So Lost World. I pretty much enjoy everything except the city part and the most annoying child actor. Not the actor. She's a good actress. She pulled off the tent scene really well. Just the way that she fucking played off.
It's the way they made her play off.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. She's a good actress. I got nothing against the actress. It's just, she did a lot of stupid shit. Oh, I'm on an island full of dinosaurs. You guys are gone. I was all by myself. I thought I'd cook some fucking breakfast out on the fucking...
Yeah, open. Like little things like that. Like, I mean, it's not so much her. It's just, why would you write this character as such? Because even before that, they established that she's actually really smart for her age.
Yeah, right.
You know, her dad wrote a book about an island full of dinosaurs. She knows this.
She should know this better than any kid out there besides
on some level. But even just basic, like, camping things,
yeah,
you know, if you know you're in bear country,
mm-hmm.
you're going to be very wary about how much food you're cooking and what you're doing with that food.
Exactly.
And also, if you're alone, you're not going to fry up fucking bacon.
Yeah.
Around, like, in the middle of bear country and just go, just eating bacon.
Yeah.
And then dinosaurs showed up and, well, I almost died, but the bacon was
But
delicious.
the bacon! Yeah.
I shouldn't have said bacon, because I would almost die for bacon.
Bacon.
I'd almost kill for bacon, actually.
Would you kill for bacon? I believe you, though. I would be hard. Depends on how hungry I am, right? If you were about to kill someone for bacon, I'd fucking spray you with ketchup.
That would work.
I would do that for you.
That would work.
I would do that.
I would be like Nicolas Cage in fucking The Wicker Man. Ketchup!
The ketchup!
The ketchup!
The ketchup!
Oh God, the ketchup! So I'm good.
So Jurassic 3.
If there was ever a better segue, I don't know.
I don't think there is.
I don't know what
I think we topped it. I don't think we'll ever do better than that right there.
Oh, that was actually fun to do.
That was good.
Yeah. But it almost makes me want to watch the clip of the bees again, because Jesus Christ.
I do watch it every now and then.
And so do I.
The bees!
And I almost watched The Wicker Man, too.
Oh, I watched it. I watched it in the theater.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yes, I did.
How did that feel?
Not good.
No.
It was that moment when I got worried about Nicolas Cage's career. I was like, oh, man. Not Nick Cage.
For a while there, it was like, if Nick Cage was in a movie, because I call him Nick Cage.
I don't call him Nick Cage.
Why not, right? We're buddies. No. At some point, he's going to be on the show. Nicolas Cage! It's been a while since we... No? One day.
I swear he was going to pop up
One day. Yeah, but for a while there, it was just like, didn't matter. Didn't matter what the movie was. Like Snake Eyes?
Yeah.
Didn't matter. He was in it? Okay, let's watch it. Snake Eyes is actually pretty good.
It is decent. But it wasn't one of my favorites back then.
No, it's still not one of my favorites.
He did some kind of like, some crappy ones. Bringing Up the Dead, didn't care for that.
But see, that's a trip movie. And if you're not expecting a trip movie, what you are thinking is, oh, Francis Ford Coppola,
right?
And Nicolas Cage, his uncle, or his nephew.
Yeah, his nephew.
Yeah, his nephew. So you're thinking, okay, all right, this has got to be crazy good. But then if you watch it without thinking it's going to be an actual like visual descent of this guy going crazy,
yeah,
then it's going to be hard for you to get. Mm-hmm. I bet you if you watch it now, you'll probably like it better.
I probably would.
Because that's like right in that point where he's firing at all cylinders.
That's why I'm kind of tempted to go 8mm again. Kind of.
I can't.
I mean, I still don't know if I'd be able to stomach that.
That scarred me.
Because Hostel did the same thing. I can't watch any cannibal movie. Besides Hannibal, obviously.
But see, that's different, though. That's a dignified cannibal right there.
It's dignified. But like... you
know what I mean? Like who busts out wine?
Cannibal Holocaust and Green Inferno. I didn't even look at Green Inferno. Because I knew that movie would make me sick.
All of those torture porn.
Torture porn. Outside of the first Saw movie?
Saw 2 was actually really good, too.
Saw 2 was bad. Saw 3 was alright, too. If you watch the 1 to 3...
Yeah.
You got a decent trilogy there.
Yeah.
4 to 7 are garbage, and Jigsaw wasn't that great either. So.
I didn't even want to watch Jigsaw, actually.
It's better than the last couple, though.
Yeah, but I mean...
that's not hard, right?
All right.
It's actually, believe it or not, directed and, I believe, written by the guys that made Predestination and Daybreakers.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Daybreakers I never watched, but...
Fucking right.
No, I don't.
One of the best vampire movies I've ever seen. And
that's what I hear.
It has Samuel.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah.
And Ethan Hawke.
And
that's
Ethan
right.
Hawke.
Because they're a Vampire Society.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's pretty fucking good.
That's right. I gotta check that out. I gotta check that
out. Check it out.